Welcome to the Parent's Guide to Reading Standards. Here we will discuss what they mean, why they're taught, how to use them, and why they are needed. Whenever you see reading standards, you'll notice that they'll have two letters, a number, a decimal point, and then another number. Whenever you see RL, that is reading literature, any story that is not real. RI means reading information, any passage or text that is about a real topic. The 5 represents 5th grade, and the number that comes after the decimal point is basically the order of the standards, first, second, third. We have 4 modules. In this session, I will be discussing one of the main standards in Module 1. There are 4 modules. The first module will be covered during September through October. Reading Literature and Reading Information Standard 5.1. It is to quote accurately from a text when explaining what the text says explicitly and when drawing inferences from the text. So that means that students will read a text and say what the text is about in their own words. They will also see what the author is saying even though it is not written in the text. And finally, explaining their answers or support a point using sentences or phrases from the text. So what are the skills that are covered in these standards, RL and RI 5.1? So just basic reading foundation skills. Do they know how to read the words on the text? Do they understand what they're reading? To show that they understand what they're reading, they will have to paraphrase or use their own words to summarize a passage in either 1 or 2 sentences. They're reading between the lines. They're picking up on things that are not being said outright. And they're making connections between a point, an opinion, idea, and the facts or evidence used to back up those things within the text. Why is this standard important? Students need to break down information. In order for them to understand what they're reading, they should be able to say what the text is saying in their own words. That shows teachers that they know what the text is about. They understand the content in the text. They need to be able to read a contract or information and determine if it's in their best interest. They need to determine if information is based on facts or someone's opinions. They need to use facts to defend an argument or opinion, real and when writing research papers. It also helps them with social cues, reading people. When you're working with your child, or if your child comes to you with a question to help them, and you see that the task is asking them to make an inference or to quote accurately or to explain what they should be doing as they are reading, they should be annotating while reading. And this means that they're writing on the text. They're asking questions about what's in the passage. They're talking about what they're thinking. They're making connections with something that they've seen before, whether it's in another passage or in real life. They're responding to the text. How did it make them feel? So they're doing all of this on the text, probably with a pencil. If it's an article, they can use a pen. They're asking questions about the what. What am I annotating? What am I reading? I'm trying to answer these questions that I've already asked myself. And the more questions that they ask, the more it's going to help them dive into the text to look for those answers. They can make pictures in their heads as they're reading stories that help them to work out and to understand what the characters are doing, as well as to make those inferences. They read in chunks, especially informational text. 9 times out of 10, whenever they have an article, they should number their paragraphs so that'll help them read in chunks. After each chunk, say what the chunk was about or what was learned in their own words. That's also considered annotations. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I can break down any other questions you may have in regards to Reading Standard RI RL 5.1.